Hello everybody and welcome to Miranda Detailing, where we make satisfying detailing videos. In today's video, we are going to be replacing our generator. Why? You'll see. Our old generator died on us. I'm not sure what's wrong with it yet. I'm going to attempt to repair it, but basically there's no compression. Could be the spark plug. It's got oil, but we'll figure that out later. But it died on us in the middle of our work day, and that's something that I want to talk to you guys about as well. So we had to go out and buy a new generator, but we didn't need to use it that day. Thank goodness. So we'll be unboxing that in a moment. Sorry about the noise in the background. My neighbor is actually chopping down trees right now, so it's going to be a little noisy. Do you need a generator to be a mobile detailer? Well, that really depends on you. Where do you go for your detailing jobs? Where are your customers? Do you go to their homes? Do you go to their work? Do you go somewhere else? Now, some guys can get away with not having a generator. Excellent. That's great. But to say that you don't need one ever is untrue. When I started detailing, I went and purchased everything that I needed because I had no idea what I was going to need at the time. So I carried my own water, I had my own generator, and that allowed us to pretty much go anywhere we needed to go. Now, this is not to say that every mobile detailer needs to have one, because maybe in your area you don't need one. Maybe you're in a nice neighborhood area where most of your jobs are coming from customers who want you at their homes. So if that's the case and you really don't have any people who want you to go to their place of work or anywhere else where you can't plug into power, then that's something you need to consider. So if you can get away with plugging in at their home, awesome. That means you don't have to tote around a big generator, worry about gas, worry about the fumes, worry about spilling stuff, worried about running out of gas. Those things are not going to affect you. But to say that you don't need a generator at all to start detailing, that all depends on you. It depends on your geographic area. It depends on your customer base. So there's a couple of variables, a couple of things to keep in mind. Now, if you are just starting out, in my opinion, it would be a good idea to have at least a small generator. At least one to power your main things. Maybe your vacuum, maybe your steamer. If you have a small air compressor, other tools that need to be powered, then it would be a good idea to at least invest in a small generator that you can tote around easily in your mobile unit. Because that way you're not caught with having to plug in, or maybe caught in a situation where the customer says, you know what, change of plans, can you come to my work instead? Now you may actually lose that customer because you can't figure it out. Or not necessarily losing it completely, but maybe you will have to reschedule. That could mess up your whole day. I've had that happen to me before. So no, it's not imperative that you have a generator or that you need one to be a mobile detailer. But in my case, and in many other detailers' cases, depending on where you live and your customer base, it is wise to have one. So in my case, I went through about 3 generators now, but I've been doing this now for 10 years. This is our 10th year doing this. So the first generator I had was just a little small one, and basically I eventually sold it to upgrade to a bigger one, and then sold that one and upgraded to a bigger one, my 5,000 watt that I have now, which I loved. But the other day, in the middle of the day, it died on me. And right in the middle of a job, or right towards the end of a job. Now, fortunately, that job was at a customer's home. I could just plug in, and the rest of the jobs that day were also at customers' homes, so I could just plug in. So, good. I wasn't worried about that. But if I had 2 other customers, or one other customer where I was going to their work location, I would have had to reschedule that. Hopefully not lose it, but certainly reschedule it because I wouldn't have power at their workplace. So I would have had to at least go out, buy the generator right away, hook it all up, get it running, and that probably would have been fine. But in some cases, if you don't have the ability to do that, that would have been half a day's work lost. Just rescheduled. It's not completely lost, just rescheduled. But that could impact you. It could ruin things. It may actually push out to the next week, and then maybe the customer doesn't like that. That could go into a whole other thing. But the point is, you don't want to be caught without having certain tools, certain things that you need for your business. So with that being said, I'm not going to throw away this generator that I have. It's a really nice Husky 5,000 watt. Not sure what's wrong with it. Could just be a spark plug. It basically just died with no oil indicator light, nothing like that. It just died, so it could just be a back spark plug. There's no compression when I pull it. Not really sure, but I don't count it as a loss. I have a friend who's a mechanic. He may be able to fix it. I'll take a look at it, see what I can do. If I get it running, I may keep it. I may sell it. We'll see. But in the meantime, I needed to make sure that I had a generator for the coming week. So I had to go out and buy a generator, which I bought one at a local Northern Tools. And this one's a 4,000 watt, so just a little bit lower, but not a big deal because I wasn't even fully utilizing the 5,000 watt. But there are some features on the 5,000 watt that I really liked. It actually had two 120 volt plugs, so that's 4 total, and then it had the other big, 240 slash 120, which I was going to get another plug for and utilize that. But this one is 4,000 watt generator. It has your standard, 2 outlet 120. And then it also has the 120/240 plug that I might put a splitter on, and then I can utilize those as well. So let's unbox it, get it going, and then we'll replace it with the one I have in my trailer. And yeah, we'll get it going, kind of break it in, get it started, and see some of the features on this. It's not a fancy generator at all. It's a basic iPower that was purchased at Northern Tools. It was only about $300, which was pretty good. It was actually on sale. So let's unbox it and see what we're looking at. All right, so all your standard paperwork. I'll get to that later. All right. So this is a nice little generator, not bad. You probably won't need the wheels or anything like that. We'll see. The only thing is the exhaust is coming out the side here, not the front, which might cause a little bit of a problem because of how it's going to be positioned in the trailer. So that's the only thing you need to look for with the generator, is to make sure that it's going to be positioned right in your vehicle. Now this I can take off if I need to. If I'm not going to pull it this way, I can rotate it so I can pull it this way. That's not a big deal. But all your switches are here. And then everything else is back here. So your standard 120 volts. Oh, hi buddy. And then I can actually get a plug here, a splitter, to split into 2 more 120s. And this is nice. It actually gives you the run time in hours, so that's cool. And your on and off switch per usual. So there's the oil, so we're going to fill it up with oil and get it started. It has the fuel gauge. The other machine doesn't have that. So, there's nice little features to it. But, it's a generator. We'll see how loud it is. And it's definitely a little bit smaller. I know it's deceiving on the camera, but it is a little bit smaller than the other one. So here are the two generators side by side. The big Husky 5000. Pretty big size difference, right? So I loved this one though, because the exhaust port was right there. Everything was easy to get to. And you had 2 of the receptacles and then 1 here. So that is a nice touch. So we'll see if I can get this thing up and running again. Maybe I'll just sell this one. We'll see. I don't need both. I don't need 2 of them. And I'll hopefully get one to kind of pay for the other, or at least pay a little bit for the other. I mean, this is only $300. If If I fix this, I can get maybe 250. Seriously? Hey. Excuse me. I'm filming. Let's get this one up and running. And I don't know if I'll look into seeing today what I could do with this one, but I need to get this one up and running, fit it into the trailer, and make sure that it's good to go. Because I have a full work week next week. All right, so we are just siphoning fuel from the old one to the new one because I filled this beast up. And yeah, I don't have another way of getting the fuel into the new one. I'm not going to mess with the fuel lines or anything like that. This is just an easier way. I have the little siphon pump for emergencies, which is great. Just takes a long time, but whatever. We'll fill it up to whatever we need to fill it up to, and then we'll start her up. All right, guys, so the new generator is now running. You might hear in the background. I put it in the trailer, so it's all oiled up, it's gassed up. I cranked it up. I'm letting it run for maybe 30 minutes or so, just to kind of start to get it to break in. And let's just go check the noise level on it and see how loud it is. Let's see if you can hear it now. Kind of hear that hum? Let's go take a look. So the generator has to be at a little bit of a tilt like that. Unfortunately, the configuration of the exhaust is so that I can't have it just lay in there straight across when it's running, because it will basically heat up the pressure washer lines, and you don't want that. So I wish the exhaust port was facing the other side. Yeah, there's maybe a heat shield you can attach or something like that, but I don't have the means to do that right now. So we'll see how that works. All I need to do is just tilt it out a little bit so that the exhaust blows out, and then when I'm done, I just put it right back. Not a big deal. It's just aesthetically, I would have liked it to not have to move it at all. Just start it and it goes. That was the beauty of the other generator. So at this point, it's still up in the air. I don't know if I will fix this one up and then replace it, put it back, and maybe sell the new one. Maybe I'll keep both. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but so far it's running. You might still kind of hear it in the background. I'm still letting it run for a little bit, and I even had the air compressor run on it to kind of see what pull it has, and it's really not that bad. It's just as loud as the other one, and that's really not a big issue for me anyway as far as it being too loud. So if you have any questions or comments, put them down below. What do you use for your detailing business? Do you need a generator? Do you use one? Do you not need one? And why? Give some of the reasons behind that, and kind of the success behind it as well. Because if you don't need a generator, then good for you. That's great. But you can't, we can't say that across the board that you don't need it to start up, because depending on where you live, you might actually need a generator to start your detailing business. So count the cost into it, because you might need it. As far as a water tank goes, I'll talk about that in a later video, because same rule applies. If you have customers where you can go to their home, use their water, great. But if not, if you're going to their workplace or another area where you cannot use their water, you run into problems. So having your own generator, having your own water, pros and cons, weigh it out depending on where you are and what type of business you want to start up as well. And it depends on your equipment. Do you just have a car or small truck and you can't fit all that stuff in there? Then start small water tank, small generator, do what you can. And if you don't need that stuff, then that's up to you. That's up to you and your business and your locality. So let me know down below where you are, what you can get away with. Do you not have to have water? Do you not have to have a generator? And You know, kind of your success, how long you've been doing it like that. And, you know, when you do run into problems where you do need water or power, what do you do? What are some of the things that you can do to kind of offset that and maybe fix things at the moment or do something that is different where you don't need to have your generator, where you don't need water? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear that and share some of that info with us as well. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, learned something from it, and don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. That way you get notifications each time our videos drop each week and you don't miss stuff. And if you are interested in any of the tools or products that we use, then click up here. That goes to our dedicated page where you can find tools, products, all sorts of stuff. You can click on those pictures, leads you right to Amazon so you can purchase those products easily. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.